And welcome back. Okay, if you know anything at all about me, you know that I love to travel.
What?
Yeah, that would be me.
Okay, and even though she wasn't flying anywhere, yeah, she still went to the airport today.
Yeah, I did. I'm eager to fly again, but I went over there to chat with Kent Boyd. He's the spokesperson there to talk about what we can expect if we do fly right now. And let's just say it felt almost like we had the airport to ourselves. Kent Boyd, how are things at the airport? It's not exactly, shall I say, well populated right now.
No, it's not well populated right now, but you know, I really can't complain because we're doing a lot better than other parts of the economy in some ways. Having said that, I need to point out that last week passenger traffic, meaning outbound passengers, was down about 50% compared to this time last year. What does that mean? It means that last week we had about 1,000 outbound passengers a day, when normally we would expect to have over 2,000 in July. Okay. But if we compare that to the early days of the pandemic, we had less than 100 outbound passengers a day. So it's obviously gone up significantly, but we're still way down.
Okay. Now that leads me to the question, people are traveling. Some people absolutely have to travel. What does it look like now in this time of pandemic when we show up at the airport? What's going to be different for the typical traveler?
When you go to any airport right now, you're going to be struck by how few people are at the airport. All airports are way down, below 50% and below. You're going to be struck by how clean things are. Sometimes when you walk into this terminal, it smells like a hospital if the custodians have been out recently. You're going to find hand sanitizer all over the place. You're going to find sneeze shields. You're going to see people wearing face masks. If you go through the security checkpoint, the employees there have on rubber gloves, they have on face masks, and they have on face shields. And every time that one of those gray bins is used in the checkpoint for people's stuff, it gets cleaned. So what you're really going to see at an airport is a lot of emphasis on keeping things as clean and as safe as possible.
Is there anything we should be doing in terms of packing differently? I mean, other than bringing a mask, but are there any packing tips you've got for me?
I have heard from TSA staff that people are bringing more food through the checkpoint. In other words, they're taking more food on their trip, which makes sense if you think about it. You don't have to interact with people at a restaurant. The thing is, when you get to a checkpoint, you need to take all that food out and put it in the gray bin, because if you don't, then TSA is going to be asking you to take it out of your bags. So the piece of advice is, if you get to the airport checkpoint, be sure to take food out of your bag and put it in the gray bin.
Just remind our viewers some of the direct flights we can take, because we really do have a lovely airport and it's super convenient if you do want to go somewhere. Where all do we go from here?
We have nonstop flights to Los Angeles, Phoenix, Las Vegas, Denver, Dallas, Chicago, Atlanta, Charlotte, Tampa, and Orlando.
There are plenty of places to fly if you have it in you.
If you have it in you, that's the trick, isn't it? And it really gets down to a very personal decision. How concerned are you about the virus? How concerned are you about your personal safety? Do you have family members who might be at risk if you get infected? It's not a simple decision right now, and I would encourage everybody to really think it through before they do decide to travel.
But the Springfield Branson Regional Airport is here to help you get there if you so choose.
Yes, the airport is here. We're open. We're required to be open by federal law since we get federal transportation money. If you decide to travel, we'll do everything we can to make the journey as safe as possible.
Kent, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, so here's the deal. You still need to be at the airport early, obviously, but Kent says with so few people flying, you likely don't need to be as early as maybe you would have, you know, a few months ago. So that is one positive thing.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of parking to be had, I'll tell you that. Now, the gift shop in the main lobby area was closed. Now, the one behind security is open. It looks very, very different in there and very quiet. Now, Kent says there's no overreaching guidance from the federal government. So if one airline says you have to wear a mask, but someone doesn't want to wear that mask, the airlines don't have any federal mandate to fall back on. So you may have to put up with the guy who won't wear the mask if you really want them to. Some have an empty middle seat, some don't. So, but they're still flying. So there you have it.
All right, well, we'll be right back after this.